Shalom, y'all. It's day 55 of the so-named Christian Homeless Adventures. So, that would be the 55th day, 55th day, since God told me to leave Texas. So, well, start heading east, but didn't leave until a couple weeks after, but had to bounce around a couple places in Texas first, but I've made it to the East Coast since, and it has been a very interesting experience. It's funny because I was telling people the book of Acts times are coming, and I didn't really deep that until probably this past week. I'm like kind of just recollecting on the last almost 2 months and realizing, wow, I'm literally living like a book of Acts. It's not as, well, I don't know if I want to say that, because I am appreciative of it and all, and I did, God told me to do it and I did it. I've been doing it. So, may not seem as glorious as the, as Paul and the saints went through, and the apostles in those times, but big or small, those things have been happening in my life, and it's been very interesting. I was reading, which psalm was it this morning? Oh, Psalm 17, and then I was led to go watch a fresh video that popped up from a sister who'd probably filmed it, let's see, like 9 or so hours prior. I don't know what country she's in, but she usually hosts a midnight prayer YouTube live, and then she takes clips out of it, uploads the whole thing, and then does clips. And she did one about Matthew chapter 10, verses 40 through 42, I believe. So I'll stop right here if you have patience, and I will read. I have a Bible in my pocket with this beautiful warm jacket that God got me right before I came to a very cold place. I definitely needed it. That would have been a nightmare. All right, here's my interesting NLT Bible I happened to find right before I got over here to this side of town. When I needed encouragement, I had to hide out in a thrift store from the rain after 2 places I'd been previously enjoying sanctuary in. Decided the day when it was raining and gusty and freezing cold, potentially snowing, they were going to cast me and my dog out into that when I had barely any resources. I had enough to, to pay the business their due to stay and use their premises. And I've been going there for a month, so they knew me. And they know that I'm homeless. They know that I'm in need. I haven't been a hassle. I haven't been too much of a burden, other than, hey, I'm in the business because it's cold outside. I'm not used to it, and the dog. So, but anyways, I digress. Let me flip over to Matthew chapter 10. I do not have this marked. Verses 40 through, okay, there we go. Okay, so this is as of the NLT, moving for light. Okay. Anyone who receives you, anyone who receives you receives me, and anyone who receives me receives the Father who sent me. If you receive a prophet as one who speaks for God, you will be given the same reward as a prophet. And if you receive righteous people because of their righteousness, you will be given a reward like theirs. And if you give even a cup of cold water to one of the least of my followers, you will surely be rewarded. So, I know the King James has it a little bit different. That's what I usually read out of, but I've been getting called to, I think, study the NLT because it comes from different manuscripts lately. So, anyways, just peeking at something I didn't peek at before. So, very interesting, right? In verse 41, if you receive a prophet as one who speaks for God, you will be given the same reward as a prophet. So I ended up going and looking up. Don't have it on me, can't. I should keep my King James in that pocket too. Now I know to do that. But I saw that I had an unction to go look in the interlinear at a word receive, right? Receive a prophet, the name of a prophet will receive a prophet's reward. And the words were different. I was like, wow, how did I never think to do that? Well, because the Holy Spirit never led me to it. And the first receive, like the receive a prophet in the name of a prophet. So basically, when you look at the Greek word, I have it saved in my photos. I can't pull it up now. Unfortunately, on iPhone, you can't, what's it called? Can't multitask. But if you look it up, you will see what I mean. And when you go look, it's under the, it has it numerical value, and then there's like A, B, C, D for definitions and such, and context that the word is used in. Hold on, Joe's going after a cat. No, it's just a cat. You had a cat sister. No, wrong. So, anyways, when you go and look under that in the interlinear for the Greek word used, the receive is defined as hospitality towards someone. So if you receive them hospitably, right, and that means like real hospitality, not what I'm used to, false hospitality or excuses, this, that, or the other thing. Like, go look at the definition of hospitality. Go look into that. Go to the etymology to get an idea. Like, you probably have an idea just from the word. I would do a word study on that so that you can get an idea of what that word means, what it really means. And then look at, say, for example, 1 Kings 17, where you look at Elijah and the widow, right? Think of how much hospitality that is. And in the middle of a famine, God commands this widow in a dream or whatever, however he spoke to her, to feed Elijah. And then Elijah shows up in the midst of this famine to a widow who has a son who's poor, destitute, right? He asks her for, get me some water and make me a cake. Make me some food. It's like, well, we only have enough for us. Barely enough. We're gathering six to eat this and die. He's like, okay, do as you said, but first, give me a drink, give me some food. Think about the amount of hospitality you have to give somebody your last meal, right? Your last enjoyment before you die. That's a lot of hospitality, guys. And if you look at the scriptures, hospitality is huge for humble people, and it's huge for God's people, right? The Hebrews and such, for his culture and everything. Like, right, the greatest among you will be the least. So the greatest will be the least, right? That's what he said. So,